Coach Tony. Have the streams on the other platforms running. So greetings. I see Gideon. I see Josh. Greetings to you. And then we're just going live on the other platforms. So thank you so much for spending your time with me today. It's going to be a great use of your time. So I always deliver great impact, great results. I also see B Nikki. Greetings, B Nikki. Good to see you on Instagram. Again, we have different platforms running at the same time. This is the show where you tell your friends to pull up if you want to learn, if you want to grow, if you want to transform your life and build the life and business that you want. Today, I'm going to teach you how to de-risk your entrepreneurship journey. Entrepreneurship journey, right, is layered with a bunch of risk unknowns. Okay, a lot of unknowns, right? But what I'll share is that there's a way to work around it. The first thing is that the traditional education system dropped the ball on entrepreneurship. We know how to teach physicists, medical doctors, surgeons, pilots, right? We've created educational resources, okay, that helps people learn advanced studies right across board. But one of the things we fail to do, even by the way, even the business administration colleges, they drop the ball as well. MBAs and all of that. They drop the ball on entrepreneurship. And I'm going to share with you the three areas of entrepreneurship that I teach on. Okay. So the first thing is your ability to take an idea that originates from inside you, whether you see opportunities out there. So when you see opportunities, right, challenges that humans are facing, and you believe you can deliver a solution, you can provide a product or a service to help eliminate those problems, to bring solutions to solve the problems, and you want to be rewarded financially for solving that problem, right? So when you have an idea of what problems you can solve, when you have an idea of what solutions you can deliver in the marketplace that you can create for the world, when those ideas originate within us, the journey that we have to go on to manifest those ideas, to believe in those ideas, to create, right, impact with those ideas requires a lot of psychological, spiritual psychology, right? A lot of personal development work. Okay, because you are not depending on somebody to do the work, you're not depending on somebody to do it for you. When you have to bet a dream, an idea, that work is on the entrepreneur, and that journey is very deeply personal. There's a lot of internal work required, and nobody tells you this. So when people set out and they think it's just an external work where you just create a product, create a service, and then you expect that everybody in the world will just say yes to you, that's a misdirection. Okay, so that's the first thing, is that the journey you will have to go on. I want you to be aware you will go on a journey to stretch yourself, to grow your capacity, to solve problems, and all of that starts inside of you and then it ends up outside of you. Wealth starts within you and it ends up outside. So that's the first thing. The second thing, which is the struggle, okay, is how to build a business structure to support your idea. So there's the first one, the journey you will go on to bet your ideas, to manifest them. The second one are the skills and knowledge that is required to build a business structure, right, for sustaining that idea that is outside of you. So you bet it first, and then you build around it so other people can run it, right? On and on and on. Okay. These activities requires tremendous skills, right? Business skills, sales, marketing, the business functions, the functional areas of a business structure. It requires the entrepreneur to stretch beyond just a narrow focus. So you may come in with your technical competency, technical abilities, and you know how to solve a problem. It could be a technical problem in a particular industry, right? You know how to deliver a solution with your technical skills for a particular industry. So that's the first step. The second step is building a structure that allows you to sell, that allows you to attract customers, the people you can solve it for. The people you are here to help, there are specific skills you have to now develop that allows you to position your brand, right? Develop the skills to market, to tell the story of what you did, right? In order to attract people into your business, and also the operational excellence behind the scenes for your team to be able to serve those people. It's a lot of work. It's a whole lot of work. Okay? So you have to go on a journey to gain confidence, to gain beliefs, to manifest your ideas. You also have to go on a journey to develop new skills, to acquire new knowledge, right? To do that work. But here's the deal: most people start the journey with incredible passion, and passion is pure energy. Okay, passion is high, right? You see the idea, you believe it. High passion is pure energy, pure form energy. Like, listen, it's your drive. You need it if you're going to win in business, because that energy will allow you to pierce obstacles, challenges. Okay, you become a force because you are changing the world, you are changing reality for the people you want to serve. You're shifting things, how things used to be done, and how you believe it ought to be done. You are imposing your own thoughts, assertions on the world. You're betting something new in the world, and you need pure energy to do it. Now, what people don't talk about is you also need pure education. When I say pure education, you don't need confusion, you need clarity. You need to show your energy where it needs to be applied. When people don't apply their energy in the right places because of ignorance, lack of knowledge, you don't know what structures, right, you require, you don't know how to create a brand, you don't know how to design a marketing plan, you don't know how to price your product, you don't know how to design your model, on and on. Not knowing where to apply your energy is the biggest challenge, right, when people are starting out. So you can have pure passion. Passion is never a substitute for knowledge. Now, what also gets quite dynamic is that pure passion, okay, pure passion for, right, plus pure education means that you'll be forward, you'll be progressive, you achieve progress in the direction, right? Because you have clarity, you have direction, you have coaching, you have guidance, you know what you need to do, you know how to do it. On the opposite spectrum is that pure passion plus ignorance leads to chaos. Why is that? Let me go into spiritual psychology and emotional intelligence to help you understand that when you have pure energy, okay, and you attach it to a thinking pattern that is not pure, that is confused, where you're going to experience that reaction is an emotion. So your entrepreneurship journey is layered with a lot of emotion, and that emotion can be exciting or can be confusing. But you have control, because confusion is when your thoughts, right, are not directed. They are everywhere. You don't know what to do. If I give you a plane and put in the cockpit and say, fly this plane, if I give you an exam that you don't know how to solve and I present it to you and I say, do this work, anytime there is performance, something, you have to do something to get specific results. When you don't know how to get those results, the mind is confused, right? Because the mind has to be trained to perform excellently to get you results, right? So when I looked at the industry and I realized, listen, pure passion, fantastic. But if you don't educate your mind on how to build a business, just like the traditional education system, right, would educate you about accounting, engineering, like the most advanced skills that the corporate world requires to build things. The school system has figured out curriculum that over 4 or 5 years they teach you, because failure is not acceptable in those industries, right? Never mind what people tell you today. And these are the things that personally I go head to head on, and I help people understand these things are lies that do not move anybody forward. You're never going to tell a pilot to fail fast. Never. You're never going to tell a doctor to fail fast. Never. You're never going to tell a surgeon, please play right, right, fail fast on that surgery in the operating room. Fail fast, fail fast, fail fast. You're going to figure it out by yourself. We don't do that. We don't do that because these are high risk scenarios. What we tell them to do is go and educate yourself, learn what you need to learn, and then come and apply the knowledge and skills you've developed in safe environments. That's what I do in my school. But when you see out there the narrative, fail fast, do this, I'm going, wait a minute. Entrepreneurship is not rocket science. You know how to teach and train a rocket scientist. Why is the world not teaching brilliant people how to succeed in business, how to start their own business, how to support themselves, and how to be successful? Why is the world not teaching this? Why? And the world needs entrepreneurs more. Why does it have to be such a high risk scenario? The reason it's high risk is because education, up until now, the education world has failed to support people who carry entrepreneurial dreams. It's a failure of the system. You're on your own pretty much. If you're an entrepreneur now, you're on your own. You're on your own because nobody's asking you. The safest thing you can do is to be an employee, right? The most difficult things you are going to do is to go out on your own and believe in yourself and put your resources and time, energy to pursue creating, right, products and services that you believe will solve specific problems in the marketplace, which is noble, by the way. Entrepreneurship is a noble quest. In fact, those employers today, they went on that journey 50, 100, whatever years, right? Whatever companies today, the Fortune 500 companies, right? Every one of them has a founder story because those companies didn't just jump from the sky. Every one of those companies emerged from eras where there was incredible support for entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs powered the industry. So, how do you de-risk your own journey? How do you lower the risk of failure in your own company, in your own journey, right? Number one is education. There's no other way. And if you don't educate yourself, you're going to learn on the job. Like if you don't educate yourself, like with the programs I've designed, which is the most advanced and complete training program for entrepreneurs in the world. I train for United Nations, right? I had the opportunity of training entrepreneurs from 38 countries for United Nations. Okay. Is that it's either you go to school and learn, and there isn't a school, okay, except mine, that has this complete program, okay? It's either you do it in safety, comfort, learning in comfort, or embark on the journey with high risk and spend the next at least 2, 3, 4 years figuring it out. You still have to figure out everything by yourself for you to develop the skills and then be able to apply the skills. So the journey is knowledge, skill development, application of skills to execute to get results. That's really what has to happen. So if you come into a space with passion, yes, pure energy is like pure energy without knowledge is like trying to cut down a tree with with sword that is not sharp, it's dull. You're going to apply greater energy because you don't have precision, you don't have clarity, you don't know what you're doing, and you don't know how to do it. Knowledge sharpens the mind for performance. Right? When I talk about spiritual psychology, emotional intelligence, the reason I designed all this emotional intelligence is like you need to be aware what creates emotions within you, whether you're excited, motivated, or people who doubt, fear, right? All of those things, chaos, right? All of those things originate first in the mind. The mind is the information processing, right, system for the human, right? The human design class, I go deeply into helping you understand this so that you understand that emotions are created from chemical reaction when your thoughts and your energy collide in your body through the nervous system, and they create a sensation in your body. You're going to feel your thoughts pretty much. You're going to experience your thoughts. And if your thoughts is clear, is directional, if you know what you're doing, this is where we talk about entering your flow, right? The energy flow only comes when you have clarity. Energy will flow faster when it is well directed, when you are educated, when you are an expert, when you've mastered specific skills. Your body will have forward mobility, progressive mobility. You'll be able to move and advance forward faster. Because energy is directed by thoughts. If your thoughts are clear, your energy will move you forward. If your thoughts are unclear, your energy will be stuck in your body. So, education helps you remove and eliminate the pain confusion introduces. Confusion leads to incredible pain in the body. Chemical reaction. The struggle to grow, to expand, is actually the struggle to learn. Our mind calls us learn, 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 learn fast. That's actually the message we want to put into the world. Learn fast. Don't fail fast. Learn fast. Because when you learn how to swim, you're not going to fail at swimming. If you don't learn how to swim and you jump into an ocean, high risk. Anytime people jump into doing things they don't know how to do, right? Emotion would send you signals that you've not learned, you've not developed the skills, and you're pursuing something that you're not skilled at. So, my message for the world, listen, we're taking this message everywhere so that we can rescue someone, right? And rescue yourself, by the way, as well. Because until we're able to influence the education world, okay, and there's some work I'm doing behind the scenes where, particularly in the economic climate, right, what's going on with AI and all of those things, the people who want to become an entrepreneur ought to be enabled and activated to become an entrepreneur, right? So the bridge program, so my school, Quantum Leap Academy, is a bridge program, helps you bridge your transition from employee mindset into entrepreneur's mindset, making it more possible, de-risking. Because if you don't have that bridge, you have to go into the valley, figure it out, and you can only come out of the valley when you learn, when you understand, when you know what you're doing. And many people don't make many businesses do not come out of the abyss, what we call abyss of failure, right? Failure looks like you start from a high, you go down, you're figuring it out. You only climb out of that space once you have learned. So life is trying to teach us. Life is trying to teach you. Will you learn? How will you learn? Do you want to learn on the job by yourself? Which comes with a lot of confusion because until you gain clarity, direction, right? People don't understand that the emotion you carry, right, instead of moving you forward, it traps it and puts people in a very chaotic, energetic state. Passion is pure energy. To move your passion, to allow your passion to help you move forward, you have to direct it. You have to tell your energy what you want to achieve, what you want to accomplish. You have to set goals. Part of setting goals is directing yourself, right? So clear goals, clear direction, right? That's the way you achieve forward mobility. And when people don't have clarity and they have confusion, that energy turns back inward because you're not directing it forward. Okay, so spiritual psychology, emotional intelligence collide when it comes to energy management and thoughts management in a way, the discipline of the mind, education of the mind. Okay, what you're going to teach your mind helps your mind train your body on how to perform specific results. And business is high performance. Entrepreneurship requires serious high performance, sales, marketing, branding, right? It's a highly focused. If you're all over the place, you cannot do business. You know why? Everything about business requires you to be clear, clear boundaries, clear processes, clear systems, clear instructions. You have to give clear instructions to your prospects. You have to give clear instructions to your clients and customers. You have to give clear instructions to your vendors. You have to give clear instructions to everybody. And where that starts is in your mind. You have to first give clear instructions to yourself. And so when people don't know what they're doing, you're gathering information. But even the process of gathering information to educate the mind, if you listen to confuse people, they will confuse you. And I always say, how many cooks do you need in your kitchen to cook delicious food? 100? How many directions do you want to, attempt to gather to educate your mind? This is the chaos of the era, right? Massive amount of content. You're listening to 100 people to teach you. But here's the key. Every single teacher, every single person that says they can guide you, we all have our own unique methodology. I have my methodology. Other people have what they will tell. Oh, this is sales. This is definition of, even people can, the industry cannot agree on the definition of sales, the difference between sales and marketing, right? Branding. Do you need to brand? Do you not? How do you brand? The industry is not regulated. Okay. The industry you're stepping into, in terms of even the educational side of business education, people can teach you whatever they think works for them. I have designed my own methodology, complete on entrepreneurship development. The 10-week accelerator, it covers spiritual psychology, right? Emotional intelligence, branding, marketing, 10 subjects for business growth and success. It also has the Quantum Leap programs, continuing education, then international trade development, right? When you're ready to expand beyond your country, you want to export, you want to enter new markets, market entry strategies, export development, the most advanced training program in the world of business. So I can tell you categorically that in the world of business, anybody can tell you whatever they believe. Your job is to do your own deep research on who your teacher and who you want to be coaching you, right? You have to do a deep research. But if you expose your mind to 100 thought processes, here's what's happening. People are not gaining clarity by consuming more content. They are gaining confusion. Because if you listen to 10 people on how to cook spaghetti, 10 people will give you different instructions, because it's an art and a science altogether. Okay? Each cook, each chef has their own special ingredients, their own proprietary way of cooking, how many minutes. So if you take 10 cookbooks and they're all talking about spaghetti, it's not the same instruction. They all arrive at their own specialty spaghetti. So if you want to learn spaghetti, you better pick one way of learning it. And once you've learned one way, you can now experiment in other ways. But if you're trying to learn reading 10 books, someone will say, boil the water this. No, don't boil the water. Okay, someone will say 5 minutes. No, it's 10 minutes. Another will say, okay, when you've cooked the spaghetti, take it off the water, cool it down with cool water. Another will say, no, 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 slap it, see if it's soft enough. Now you're like, which one is the way? Don't confuse yourself. Pick the teacher you trust. And I hope you pick me. I'm asking you to pick me. I'm inviting you to pick me. Okay? And stick with their program. Don't let 10 teachers teach you algebra. Don't let 20 teachers teach you complex topics. They will confuse you. You confuse yourself. Okay? Even if you have two teachers, you go into a lab, the teacher said left, the other one says right. Students are like, which one is it? Is that each teacher has their own way that they're trying to guide you on. You want to go from Chicago, where I am, to California. How many roadmaps do you need? If I give you 10 roadmaps, the mind might say, oh, 10, delicious. But when it's time to select which roadmap, you can't use 10 roadmaps to arrive. If you attempt it, will you really arrive? But many people think today massive amount of content means clarity. No, sir, no, man, it's not. Otherwise, everybody should be finding their way to achieving business growth and success today. What people are getting is confusion. More confusion, more anxiety, more fears, more doubts. Why? Because the mind has been put everywhere. If you understand this one thing that I've been trying to hammer on, spiritual psychology and integration with energy management, emotional intelligence, please understand this for life. Wherever you put your mind, your mind listens to your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you feed your mind, the mind doesn't discriminate. It's like your mouth. The moment you put food in your mouth, that's it. Once you eat it, the digestive system has to break it down. And if the food is good, it will do what it ought to do. If the food is bad, you will get a signal. Your stomach would tell you ingested something that is not ideal. And the mind is the same. It's a system of for information. Whenever you expose your mind to a thought, Okay. If that thought doesn't line up, if it doesn't add up, if it's not clear, your mind will still take it in, attempt to use it. If it cannot use it, the byproduct, okay, is a reaction, a chemical to tell you this is not useful, this is bad for you. Input, process, output. So our job, your job, is to make sure you feed your mind direction, clarity, right? If you feed your mind clarity, it will give you a high vibration energy of motivation. You'll be able to move forward. If you're traveling right now, if I give you one roadmap that you trust, and I say turn left, go this mile, turn right, and you follow that direction, your mind is not confused. Your mind will lead you. Exactly. So whenever you give your mind, when you hand your mind clear directions, your mind will perform better, excellently. And if you hand your mind confusing direction, you are scrolling through 100 videos every week, here, there, here, there, here, there. And every night, your mind now has to filter out which one is good or not. You ought to be filtering out and only eating good food. But if you, right, when you refuse to filter out what you are consuming, your mind, you are giving the job to the mind, because when you now sleep at night, your mind is now wondering, everything has entered our system, which one is good, which one is bad, because the digestive system also has to split useful, useless, right stuff. Everything you put in your mouth is not useful to your body for growing your body. So the mind also says, to grow capacity, for us to perform, to be productive, to be creative, we need to be exposed to the right information. If you don't expose your mind to the right information, that means you burden your mind to figure out what is useful and what is useless. And the mind, oftentimes, if you haven't educated it, it doesn't know what to do. Right? So the key to de-risking your own entrepreneurship journey is to be careful, okay, what you're exposing your mind to, and to invest in the knowledge that will give you the capacity for you to inform your mind on performance. That's it. Clarity is what is expensive. Confusion is everywhere today. Confusion leads to anxiety and chaos in the body because it traps energy. You can be passionate. In fact, the most passionate people feel the most pain in their body. High energy, high pain. You know why? Whatever hijacks your energy will create the emotion in your body. If clear thoughts hijack your energy, you would move forward, you enter a flow. When you know what you're doing, like my students, once they graduate, listen, you see them doing excellent things because there's no more confusion. You eliminate confusion. So your job is to eliminate confusion and to learn. When you eliminate confusion and you learn, you gain clarity. When you don't eliminate confusion and you don't learn, people stay in an emotional state that is not ideal, right? And that is the risk, the ultimate risk of entrepreneurship is you pay with your emotional wellness. People who don't learn will still pay, okay, with the emotions they embody. That pain is the cost of ignorance. So I always say, listen, my students learn. I say, grab your tea, grab your coffee, sit in your comfortable chair because we can learn, right, in a calm state. Learning under duress is more painful because duress is you need specific results now. You needed it yesterday. Okay, and your mind is not able to perform at the levels at which you want it to perform. You want to get specific business results, and your mind is not trained to get that result. That is really duress, inner fight. It's not just external, it's internal. So that's really the key. The key to de-risking that journey is education. And by the way, it's also the key in all other professions, right? Professional development on the field, whether in the corporate, your company pays thousands of dollars to send you on programs to teach you, then you bring that lesson to apply to grow your company. You went to school, you invested 4 years plus, depending on what you study. So this should not be news. The only thing is that what I'm saying is that applying the same thinking pattern to the entrepreneurship journey it's required. It's a must. Otherwise, the first 3 4 years of everybody that goes on this journey without what I'm saying, if you don't listen to what I'm saying, and if you don't do what I'm saying, the first 2 3 4 years is a painful process. That's the risk. Many people stop at year 3 and they go back. Why? Because if you cannot break past that journey of knowledge acquisition, okay, there's only so much your mind and body can take. There's only so much. That's why I say emotional resilience. Only the ones that have emotional resilience will break past that pain. You have to become a force that overrides your own pain. You have to subject yourself. It's like if you're exercising in the gym, you have to be able to override the pain, right? Your mind will be screaming at you, right? You now have to say, you know what, whether you're screaming or not, I'm committed to this journey. Those people who commit in spite of the pain, they're the ones that blast through. Everybody else, they don't go past it because the pain that you can endure, the emotional pain that you can endure is your resiliency. And I'm saying, do we really have to keep going at that? This is too expensive. The emotional pain is too expensive. You're paying with your well-being. Why don't you pay? By education. Pay for education so that you eliminate and reduce that struggle. Because when you develop skill, now you can be more, right, professional. Now you can perform at higher levels. You still need to learn, right? There's no profession where you don't learn. In acting, you learn. Every sports, you learn. Business, you learn. Accounting, you learn. Everything you have to learn. You still have to learn to be able to perform. The question is, how are you going to learn? Learn under duress by yourself, no teacher, figuring it out. That's where the pain is. Or you invest in my school. So let me wrap up. That's the message for today. I see, is it a question? Thanks. This has been impactful and good use of my time. Okay, I have to join another meeting. Join you again. Fantastic. Okay, Mr. Gideon left a comment with us. Fantastic. So, really, the ultimate way to de-risk, to lower the risk of an unknown journey, is to learn from the experts. And so, in my school, I've created this curriculum, this robust curriculum over the years that takes into the consideration your own self-actualization, because the quest to become more, to attain more, to do more will stretch you and grow you. We work on that. The skills and knowledge to help you grow your business, okay, we work on that. The skills that help you impact the world, we work on that as well. So it's the most advanced and complete 360 development for anybody becoming an entrepreneur. And my book, Mindset of an Entrepreneur, is also available on Amazon. So as a business educator, my husband is actually a chemistry professor. So I come from the business world. So bringing my business knowledge and really seeing the gap in education, that a lot of people want to do things, do great things, particularly when I started with, okay, international trade development. Many people were like, oh, that sounds good, but they've never built a business before. How do you try to enroll in the Olympics of business when you've never even started any company before? That was the struggle. That was one of the challenges I pinpointed. Like, international trade sounds sexy, but then when people start asking questions, the questions they're asking is it's actually like, listen, have you built a business before? No. And you want to go and compete at the highest levels in business, Olympics? No. Start here. Start developing the skills that will help you compete. Start at the local level, domestic level, win there, learn, develop the skills before you say you want to compete at the highest level. Because at the highest levels, there's greater negotiations required, right? Cross-border transaction, exposure to investment, investors, government, right? There are new rules that also tags onto existing business dynamics. So what I then take people through is the growth, right? You will quantum leap. You can grow faster. What took people 30 years to figure out, you don't have to spend 30 years. You don't. But if you embark, there's a lot of external obstacles, and the biggest obstacle is lack of knowledge. So tackle that first. Tackle that first. Build your skills, and then you become unstoppable. So thank you. Any other questions or comments? Reach out, head over to toyinumesiri.academy. Listen, it's the it's the least you can do. Again, education is the biggest way to de-risk, because the risk is emotional. Unknowns, right? The unknowns, you have to shed light on it. Confusion is everywhere. It's pretty much the cheap stuff. Everything you're going to find, everything that is available, right? Confusion is free. It's pretty much free. You can go everywhere, because the moment you start taking voices and direction from different kinds of people, you have introduced confusion into your reality. This person said this person said that, then this person said, right? And if you cannot reconcile the difference and choose, you actually have to choose one direction. When all is said and done, whatever books you've read, whatever things you've exposed your mind to, at some point you have to make a decision on what steps you will take. And that one decision is the only way your mind can move forward. As long as there are two options, your mind is saying, should we turn right? Should we turn left? As long as you cannot give direction to your mind, you are stuck, right? Like imagine if you're driving and you're at the fork in the road. One teacher says turn right, another teacher says turn left, and you're confused. What do you do? That emotional state, you feel it. You're supposed to choose, right, one direction. One direction. One direction is the fastest way to arrive. One roadmap, one direction, one leadership, one teacher is the fastest way to quantum leap. 10 teachers, 10 confusions, people you don't even have energetic relationship with, right? They are not responsible for helping you educate your mind. But when you enroll in a program, right? When you enroll, for example, in my own program, in a way, you subject yourself to guidance. People now can offer you guidance, coaching, support, meaning we can invest in you to helping you succeed. But when you don't invest, right, in your own journey, whatever you invest is what you can make use of. Okay, so thank you, everyone. Again, this is so deep. This is something that is a no-brainer, ought to be a no-brainer. We've erected institutions of learning for, all the knowledge people perceive is important, but we didn't do it for entrepreneurship. Why? Because entrepreneurship is your own life, right? Whether you do it or don't do it, the education system already offers you to become an employee. That was the best offer. It's the safest. They train you how to become an employee. And by the way, it takes at least 20 years for the employee to emerge. They invested 20 years for you to get the degree, for you to get the job. And now I'm saying, how many years will you now invest to reprogram, to unlearn, to relearn what is required for you to manifest your business, the business and life you want? 20 years employee, right? I say the rest, because entrepreneurship is your new profession. Every day, professional development, every day renewal, training the mind to increase performance, right? Creativity, performance, results. It's a profession and you have to be disciplined about it. You have to apply clarity. You have to continue to invest in yourself, invest in your team, because that's the only way you continue to ascend to higher levels of success in business. Wherever you stop learning, that's when you stop growing. So thank you everyone for joining. Share this with someone. This is so important, because for me, we're also creating a movement. We need more entrepreneurs, more people. There are many, many people that they are the first to ever attempt entrepreneurship in their community, in their family. So we're leaving them behind. No, we cannot leave them behind. And so if you are that person, I say invest in yourself. Even if others have not invested in you, invest in yourself, enroll in my school, access the skills, the knowledge you need, right, to ascend to those dreams that you have, the higher dreams you have. You have the capacity to learn. Everybody has the capacity to learn. And we're supposed to use that capacity to bring in more information, to develop more skills so that we can perform at higher levels in our profession. And entrepreneurship is now your chosen profession. You have to replace employee mindset with a new mindset that allows you to perform at higher levels, right? And when you cannot perform at the levels expected, yes, because entrepreneurship requires higher performance of you than employee. Let me drive that home. Entrepreneurship will stretch you, grow you, make higher demands of you than any job has ever done. That's why the journey of self actualization is part of that journey. I recognize it. You will be forced to grow because only that next version of you can create the next results, next levels of result that you want. If you don't grow, your business does not grow because you bring your force, your passion, and your knowledge and your skills to grow your business. Your business needs you to bring higher levels of excellence, higher levels of performance, higher levels of relationship, right? Networking to help grow that business. So the business needs to grow. And so you need to grow your business. God bless you. This is